Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Grand Spartan back with you. Today we're going to continue. As soon as I load up the game, I hear what sounded like a cop. Not sure. So we're going to continue working on our base here. Looks like we came over, had plenty of concrete mix. I guess we can get our corners in place while I'm here. Kind of a different setup that I have. Boy, it looks like I didn't bring all the things that I need from the other base. Let's see if we have them in here. So yes, we do. Working with a new pop filter on the microphone, little pop, so we don't get that popping noise all the time that I was getting before. Also have a new headset. Don't know how this is going to work out. The last headset I was using was after about 10 or 15 minutes was very uncomfortable. And boy, I have 2 hornets. Goodness. It's very uncomfortable, so after about 10 or 15 minutes I would have to adjust. And boy, it was squeezing my brains out of my nose. It was so tight on my head. It was a good headset, good quality sound. This one may not be as good a quality sound, but certainly a lot more comfortable to wear. So anyway, yeah, I'm just assessing here what we were doing, where we were at. Looks like we did finish the first tier of this defense. It's good stuff. Need to get back to digging. Of course, it is nighttime now. I don't know why I kind of left myself here at nighttime, standing out in the open. Notice as I was logging in, it was generating the distant terrain. I heard the horn go off, and I thought, ooh, I hope I'm in a good spot. Just happened on the server the other day. One of us logged on, and as we did, they died. And as they were logging in, pretty much died. So let's see here. So that is a cop over there, I see. Okay, so I did hear that right. Maybe if we break out the auger, we don't disturb that cop too much. Boy, I didn't realize I had left myself with so many resources coming in. So I apologize, this is going to be noisy. I'll tell you what I can do here is I can turn down the audio just a slight bit. Maybe save your ears a little and save mine. Oh boy, this is a feral too. This is not good. So, I don't know what just happened, but we're gonna have to run for our lives. Probably gonna end up spawning more by firing this gun. Uh-oh. Two ferals now. Just like that. Give a little bit of medicine to you as well. Oh, you want some too, huh? Oh, I got some more coming. That cop was really the only thing that was concerning me. See, he can get me from a distance. Oh. All right, well then, that was, I guess, better than dying as we're logging in. At least they gave us a fighting chance there. You know, the one thing I don't have on me are antibiotics. That may prove to be a problem. We'll see. Maybe I can get those bees if they have not despawned and get a little honey. Let's get back over there and see. So when you're building next to a wasteland city, that's kind of what you're going to deal with from time to time. You're going to have that. I think the disadvantage I had here was starting fresh at nighttime. And had I been here during the day and could have cleared all of those out, wouldn't have been as big of an issue. But having them run at you like they were, okay, so the bees have despawned the hornets. Well, I should have axed those things while I could. Not a big deal. I'm going to check the chest here real quick and just to make sure I didn't think ahead and stick some antibiotics in that chest. I don't believe that I did. It's all right. We'll make it work one way or the other. Guess I could, just in case I were to get killed, put some of these resources in there like so, just to be safe. All right, well, let's get back to where we were at before we were so rudely interrupted. I'll tell you what, I don't know why I'm digging this one out. Technically needs to be 2. Excited to get this up and going so we can do more of what we just did on Horde Night. I still don't know how that's going to work out with just me by myself and with the zombie spawn turned up the way it is. We're absolutely going to have no break. It's going to be crazy from start to finish. It'll be a while before I can do that. I don't plan on doing it anytime soon. I'm thinking a couple more hordes are going to hit before I can get this finished, because really I need to get back down into the mines and get a lot more stone, a lot more cement made, and I guess this lack of preparation with the no antibiotic over here is going to force me into shooting back over to the base anyway. We need to go back over there and get the forges all topped back off with stone and get our cement mix going. I want to thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for your incredible support these past months on the channel here, and especially as of late. I had a video kind of take off recently. It wasn't one of my best videos. I was a little surprised that it actually did get some exposure, but nonetheless, brought in some new subscribers, some new people to the channel, and appreciate all of your comments, all of the thumbs up, especially on the videos, the likes. They absolutely motivate me to continue on with this Let's Play series, because originally I had planned on only doing maybe 21 episodes or 28, and I had such good feedback and all of those thumbs up that decided to continue it on for a little longer, and here we are on episode, I guess this will be 81, and there is a screamer, and it's only 2:28. So that means, oh, there she is too. So here we go. I could probably go ahead and get the first layers of barbed wire placed to help buy some time when I'm fighting like this. that it? Is that everything? No, I hear another screamer somewhere. Don't know where, but I hear her. Hear that? Where's that coming from? No, not good. All right. Let's see what direction they're going to come from. Looks like I might have a little help digging. It's that auger. So there, once again, I was telling a buddy of mine how that auger will absolutely spawn screamers. I don't think he was believing me, but that's proof once again that the only activity over here that could draw anything is the auger making a lot of noise. And just part of what I'm going to have to deal with while I'm over here. Not a big deal. It is some easy experience and some free loot. Getting those 600 pistols to scrap. Boy, if I just capped out the pistol skill and used all of those pistols that I had dropping, I'd be a beast. I think even so, about the only pistol worthy of using is the Magnum, and it's absolutely a feral killer, but yeah, just so few shots, and I just don't, I've just never used pistols in the game. Okay, so I thought I heard another zombie there kind of moaning behind me as I was using the auger. You're a tough little sucker. But it is 4 a.m. now, so no worries anymore of having to run around and act silly. We can just get away from them with no problem. So let's start placing some more frames. Some are scared to go out at nighttime because of the fact that they do run. There is a bee right there. Let's see if we can attract him over here and take him out. And maybe, just maybe, I don't think I have a hunting knife. I guess I could make a bone shiv. So I think that's going to yield better results than using the axe. Alright, and there's our honey. Boom! Infection cured. Let's see if we can get one more from him, just to have over here. Alright, nice. Well, there's a problem solved, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have to do that, though, in one of these chests over here. I'll have to bring some antibiotics. make sure we have everything that we need. So I have 3 first aid kits left. Probably need to stop by some of those airdrops on the ride to and from this construction site and pick up some of those airdrops because they are good for that. May not get much else, but you'll absolutely get antibiotics and first aid kits. So unless something else comes up between now and the end of this month, I'll be buying the first piece of the new system. I'm going to start collecting all the parts, and I put it off long enough. This machine has been a good machine, and I've upgraded it over the past few years to stay relevant, but it is absolutely time for me to get an upgrade. I can use this computer for video processing and so forth, and use the other one to game on. I really want to be able to run this game in a max settings and a great amount of frame rates and never even have to sweat it. Looking at that GTX 1080 Ti, and it's not been released yet. As far as I'm aware, it's not been released yet. So gonna wait on that thing to come out, see the price of that. I have a GTX 1070 in here now, and for the price, you can't beat it. Excellent card. It's one of the better cards, the better cards that I've had. Had a 970, but this 1070 is a really good, solid card. But that 980 Ti is gonna be an upgrade even more so than what I have currently. So I'll leave this system as it is and just have a second computer here. I have another monitor. I'm gonna have to get a bigger desk, put everything on. But I'm looking forward to the new computer. It's a long time coming now, and certainly going to be necessary moving forward if I'm going to continue this gaming thing here on YouTube and making videos for you all. I want to be able to bring you the best quality videos that I can bring you, graphics and sound and all of that. So sound, I have most of the sound covered. I have a really nice mixer and a microphone, and but the video, I don't have all of the settings quite maxed out, and I'd love to be able to do that. Have everything maxed out for you, so when you watch the video, it looks nice. I do realize that some of you watch it in 720. All sort of depends upon your internet connection as to what you can buffer and load up on YouTube. I hope that most of you are able to watch this in 1080. It does look so much better. When I look back at the videos, just to review them, I look at it in 1080 and then I look at it in 1070, and it just doesn't look nearly as good in 1070. It's a little pixelated. The game itself looks amazing if you can run it with the highest settings. And, I get a lot of comments saying, boy, this game looks like garbage, but really, it's as good as your system is. And if you have a really high-end system and can turn everything on ultra, it does look pretty good. And especially considering how it used to look back in some of the older alphas. And I think 16 is going to get some improvements as well on the way it looks. And it's just going to keep looking better and better until it's up there with one of these top-tier games made by the larger companies. So let's see. It is 7 in the morning. All the zombies have been cleared out of this sector now, so we shouldn't have any of that to worry about for a while. I could go ahead and let me think about my next step. Most likely going to be just to get another tier done here. While we're doing that, I'll wait. It's going to get some dirt making while we're doing this, just to get that miscellaneous crafting up and also make ourselves some dirt. I'll have to wait just a moment because I'm going to have to repair this auger. As soon as I repair the auger, I'm going to get that going. Right. Probably throw out our bone shiv here in a moment. Not gonna need that anymore. Hopefully. If you do let that infection go on for too long, the honey will not cure that. It will cure the first stage. As far as I'm aware, it only cures the first stage, and once it moves beyond that, you do need some form of antibiotic. I was fortunate enough to get a hornet and get that taken care of in the early stages. So I'm going to have to assess where I'm going to put this little bunker in the middle to have a plan B, someplace to fall back to. I'm going to have to assess how much room I have. So if we do one more tier, it's going to be ramp, flat, flat, ramp, flat. Let's do that from the other side as well. So ramp, flat, flat, ramp. That leaves us well, that's a bit odd. That's an even number. It's odd that it's an even number. That's okay though, we'll make it work because actually technically this will be a flat block too. So let's do it. I mean, I need more tiers. I just want to make sure I have enough space in the middle to give a little fallback shelter. Bunker, if you would. Let's go ahead and repair this thing and then, you know, probably drive around the city here to the hardware store. It's been quite some time since I've been to the hardware store. Let's get some forest ground going. Maybe we lay these blocks out here. Possibly even get them upgraded, so we still have some time left in the episode. And then once we get that done, we'll ride over to the hardware. Really, the only thing I need from the hardware, of course, anything is good, is useful, but I'm trying to get the auger, you know, up to at least purple. But get a little better auger, maybe some better auger parts. Of course, we can make the handlebars, and we can make the. We can find another engine somewhere, just scrapping cars. All right, so ramp, and then this. Let's go ahead and do the ramp. We'll get that in place first. Oops. wrong direction around counterclockwise instead of going clockwise. So now the blocks are going to be all wonky when I adjust them. Oh, I lost a block. And we have a wandering horde inbound. You know what? We're going to keep your brass. We're actually going to scrap that to save space for now. Let's see what Nurse Nancy has on her. A splint. Yeah, we really don't need a splint. We don't need her money either. Crazy man zombie coming inbound. Oop. That was a pretty large horde. Scrap you and scrap you. I'm sending lots of Nurse Nancy's at us. Hopefully one has an antibiotic or two we can throw in the chest. No. Oh, that's a nasty sound you're making there, lady. Stepping on that dead body. With that 5 points in Pummel Pete really makes a difference, all the difference in the world. What in the world are we scrapping that's taking so long? Oh gosh, I'm a silly fool. You silly fool. Just making that dirt. Oh, didn't mean to pick all that up. Thought they removed that little vacuum system, but I guess they did not. Well, that slows us down a little bit. I have to take out the horde. And we'll just take it and scrap it here in a moment. Thought for sure I passed up on some brass. Been reconsidering the slug. Of course, on the server, loot settings are a lot higher, so brass is easier to come by. But if I'm going to be making these 7.62 rounds for the sniper rifle and the AK, I think I'm going to be short on brass. So I may hold off on the on doing that. So what were we doing? We were actually placing blocks still, weren't we? We were placing these frames down when we were interrupted by the wandering horde. Yeah, we did get a level out of it. A couple pieces of loot. Make it worth our while to go out there and take them on. Before long, though, we'll have a proper base for those zombies to walk through and take us on. I may go ahead just to make it easier for us at nighttime, especially. And I may place down the barbed wire where it should go. And that will make it easier for us to kind of move around and get away from the zombies as they're coming in at us. Especially at nighttime. Daytime is not a big deal. You just go out there and take them out. So I'm going to finish out this next little section here. And we may just break from this for a moment and ride over to the hardware store. I did bring some cornbread with me, so we're good there. The one thing I could possibly do that would help me at nighttime, taking on those hordes, prevent me from being stunned, is I could drink some beer. So maybe we go over to the hardware, we'll look in some of the coolers over there and grab ourselves some beer. It's the one thing I really don't ever mess with. You know, I don't really have much of a need for it, but it could help us thwart the wandering hordes or whatever might come at nighttime at us, so we can run around and swing our club and not run out of stamina or be stunned. But this will be a fun way for us to take on hordes. You're probably going to watch me die a few times. Of course, that's not a big deal. Dying is it's nothing on this game to recover from. Go grab your backpack. The only thing is I need to make sure I have another mini bike put together at our home base so that when we do die, I don't have to run cross country to get here. Just hop on another bike. And we had that at the old base, and I think I left it over there just in case. I do think I left it over there, but we perhaps need to make a new one for this base. Always have a backup mini bike, because a friend of mine was on the server the other day and he died. He went AFK, and when he came back his backpack was gone, and I'm pretty sure it is 20 minutes real time on the backpack despawn. So make sure you have a mini bike ready to go if you die, to get back to where you're at if you travel around like I have been recently. A spider zombie over there climbing up on a building. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. We've not had any screamers yet today. Kind of surprised by that, but as soon as I say it, they'll probably all show up. But we head to the hardware and go back to our home base, get the forges fired back up again and all of that. It should cool down over here a little bit. Be less chance for those screamers to come at us. Boy, that auger is so noisy. I apologize. You had to turn your volume down or something while I do that, but it is the fastest way for me to get this done. If you have it, use it. I know I have a lot of questions about augers. You know, what is that thing and how do you get it? And I'm sure most of you, by this point, watching the playthrough series, unless you just all of a sudden join the channel and start watching the most recent episode, you don't know. But yeah, you get those from the hardware store, but you do have to have the schematic for it first to learn how to assemble and disassemble it. You can, however, find an entire auger, fully intact auger. But mostly, you know, you find the parts and you put it all together. Need those repair kits to keep it repaired. Certainly worth its weight in gold. I use it for everything as far as mining goes. And digging, like you see here, I would absolutely be lost without an auger. I've spent many days with an iron pickaxe and a shovel, and that is hard work, folks. Let me tell you, that's slow moving when you have to do it that way. So I haven't checked, but I know my hunger and thirst must be getting low. Oh boy, dog. Don't you bite me and make me bleed. There we go. Oh, there's a cop. do not want him shooting where these frames are at. So it may be time for us, before I place any more blocks, to perhaps head to a hardware store, do some looting, let this area cool down a bit. I am going to take this cop out, though. Let's see if I can take him out with the sniper rifle. Nice. I was going to sacrifice a hit from that guy just to make sure I got him before he blew up. They certainly do make a mess when they blow up. This road will just be destroyed, as you saw at the other base. Oh, look like a pink dress. Look at all the goodies he has on him. Scrap you and scrap you as well. I hate to scrap those. We may use them at some point. Let's throw some of this stuff in the chest here that we don't need on us. We can scrap and scrap. Always keep wood frames on us. That is a must-have, either wood or wooden frames. A little sword action on that real quick. There's another cop. Nice. Ooh. I don't want those guys to blow up any more than I can help it. They're so destructive now on Alpha 15. If you're watching this and you play on console, then you just don't know what these cops have turned into be. Alright, so let's take a look at the city here. Looks like if I go straight down here and I go 1, 2, 3, 4 streets, I take a left. Let's do that. Battery power is a little low in the mini bike. Hopefully that will charge back up a little. Also, hopefully we don't face a whole lot of resistance from the zombies over here. Did I do that right? No, I didn't. Oh, there's a cop. Lots of zombies. So we're most likely gonna have to clear out some zombies over here before we go in. Okay, so we'll scrap that. Augur parts, look at that. Huge. Let's see what we have here now. So we can combine those and really get some good auger parts. There's a cop walking outside the store here. You know what? I'll take this stuff. And someone had asked, how in the world are you getting double the loot from those crates? Well, if I leave things in them and then come back after everything has respawned, they'll become untouched, more auger parts, and everything will spawn back in them again. So I'm not getting double loot. This is just stuff that I left behind from before. We're going to be full when we leave here. So we may go ahead and take a trip back to our main base. Kind of dump some of this stuff off. Oh, there was a cooler in here, yeah. Cold beer. There's a couple beers. All right, nice. Could buy some from the vending machine there as well. So let's see what kind of space we had. There's a shotgun Messiah. Not even going to worry about the little bit of scrap I get from some of this stuff. We'll keep the mechanical and electrical parts. Absolutely. You know, keeping that one fertilizer almost doesn't make sense, but it really is so hard to make, takes so long that I will, boy, I should have thrown the rebar frames off. I don't know why I brought those with me. So let's go ahead and head to the other hardware store real quick before we get overwhelmed over here, which is currently happening. Let me just jump on the bike and ride out. Well, look at that already. Oh, they are piling up over there. So it is day 90. Let's see if I can remember that day 90 is when we looted this store. This little car battery, we'll use that for something. Oh, nice steel pickaxe. All right. All right. But you see, you know, I left a lot of these things just sitting around last time, and I had a few people ask that, hey man, you're getting double loot from those crates. You loot it and then you loot it again. How is that? And that's how I'm doing that. I'm just leaving stuff in it from the time before. And I wouldn't have even addressed that had I not had several questions about it and not understanding the mechanics and how that worked. You have to sit there and stare at it for a moment, or it will not respawn. Those anvils are actually really good for, you can smelt those things down, and I think you get a couple hundred iron out of them when you do smelt those down. See how I just continued staring at it for a moment. And everything respawns, so let's go ahead and scrap this or throw it out. We're going to keep this steel pickaxe, though. That's almost a 600 quality. So let's look at the cooler here. It's another beer for us for nighttime running. Another 2. That's plenty. That's all that we need to get us through a night or two. Boy, they're just all over the place in this wasteland city here. Skate park. A friend of mine, Old Crow Express. You hear me talk about him all the time on the server. He's currently working on making a base out of this thing, so we'll see how that turns out. Let's look at the map. So we're just going to go... We're going to get out of here for the time being, because it's pretty close to 2200. And, you know, I don't want to... what, am I going right? Yeah. I don't want to get caught up in... there's an airdrop over here somewhere. Zombies running in this city at night. It's bad enough already. You know, we have so many of them that will overwhelm us, but... At nighttime in this city, if you're not, if your armor skill is not high and you don't have good guns, you're going to be in for a long night. Well, actually, the other way around, you're going to be in for a short night. It's not going to take long for you to bite the dust. All right, let's see where that thing is. Boy, it's a long ways away. Okay, I'm not even going to chance that. So there's an airdrop here and an airdrop here. We'll absolutely tackle those at some point moving forward, because I want the antibiotics and the first aid kits. There's a cop. I was looking for duffel bags. That's where I always find machetes. So our little above ground system starting to come together now. It's looking better. It's looking more like a base. Should. But I think instead of hanging out here now, I best get back to the other base. We'll kind of get over there and call the episode over there. We'll get all of this taken back with us. Oil. Anything we can leave here. We'll leave the iron here because we're going to need that for repairing our barbed wire. Another dog. Boy, yeah, perfect timing because now we have the virus again. So looks like everything here stays. I can leave that as well. But we're going to get out of here before that cop comes because I don't want to have to deal with that and have him destroy some of those frames. When we come back, we'll try to time it so that we're arriving somewhere around the morning. And then we can get all of those frames upgraded to concrete, and cops won't be able to one-shot them. Make this little trip. Whoop, right on out of there. I just wanted to check that bag. Be happy to see when they improve the random gen road system. I mean, it's okay, but I think Joel was talking about some improvements they were looking at, like this little spot right here, you know, where the car sinks into it and there's a giant hole and a raised area that you can't drive over. Hopefully that all gets fixed on the random gen. Other than that, the random gen is excellent. You know, it's just, I won't say perfect, I won't go that far, but the way it's set up, being so large and what it provides, really enjoy the random gen setup that they have here on this game. So it's not a terrible ride back and forth, but I do want to bring over some more necessities. Of course, we haven't eaten in quite some time or had anything to drink. I don't know where we stand on that. I could, easily check, but it hasn't come up, so I guess we haven't reached the 25% mark yet. We must be getting close, because unless I think I ate right before we ended the last episode, maybe, and headed back over here, but boy, it's held up for a long time. And I don't ever put points in Camel or Survivor. Of course, I did this time around. I think I put a couple points in the Survivor because Glimpse on the server was telling me that, it's a better way of getting your wellness up. And so I figured I'd give it a try. See how far this airdrop is. It looks like it's close by. It is pretty close by. Let's see if we can get that. Maybe drive across country to do a little cross country to get back to the base. There it is, right there. Oh, look at that sniper rifle. We got our antibiotics right there. We'll go ahead and take that one. Oh, why did I scrap that? I want to read that. Not worried about that flashlight, though. Alright, so let's see if we can... The deer's not going to be safe very much longer because it's going to be in the near future. I'm going to do a lot of hunting with the mini bike and get ourselves some more some more meat for some tasty meat stew. Wash it all down with our goldenrod tea. Tasty to the last drop. Oh, wrong button. Let's see. Oh, auger parts too. I forgot we had those in there. That is excellent. Get our brass. Get that sorted out. Go ahead and scrap this and scrap that. And we might just throw that in the forge as it is. Nice little run to the hardware stores. We go back over. We get tired and we want to just take a break from all of the building. Boy, that's like instant. Put it in, it was just instant. We'll go to the gun stores and we'll take a look at looting those and seeing if we can get even more gun parts. So we've been very fortunate with the guns thus far. We have picked up several sniper rifles. The game must detect that I'm all about those sniper rifles, as we've gotten a few now that have been very good quality. Matter of fact, let's put this one away. It's a 581, a 546. A lot of parts over here for it too. That's another thing we could do. We could go ahead and repair our sniper rifle and get that in tip-top, because we're going to need that in tip-top with all of the interference we're running into over there at the zombies. So our clay. Boy, those things have not smelted yet. Is that... something's fishy with that, because I put the other two in and they instantly smelted, and now these not wanting to smelt. That's alright. So we put our scrap in there. We'll throw this here just for the time being, because I'm going to smelt that thing. Our auger parts, let us disassemble our auger here. Take these parts out, combine them. $475. All right. Good. We're gonna throw our battery in there. We had another anvil as well. That one never smelted, so I don't know what's going on with that. Why the first two smelt quickly and this one doesn't. We're going to keep this wood on us and turn this forge off because there's nothing else there. I guess we could get some bullet tips going. Boy, 7,384 bullet tips we could make. That's a lot of bullet tips. How many casings could we do? Not many. So brass is what we are short on. And that's okay. That's to be expected. We did make a decent amount of... And we have a decent amount here still to smelt, but we made a decent amount of the casings. We'll throw this in here. So our stone is going to be important to get that back tip top here. Oh. Get that going. And what are we looking at now for this? 2790. Okay. That sounds like a good number to me. We're going to keep our beer. We'll keep that right here on us. We're going to throw our military fiber down in there. Last bit of stone can go in here. A little more scrap there. See if that anvil ever smelted. It sure did. All right. So it did. Put our fertilizer in there. 252 maple seeds. Goodness. So we left here. We did not leave any cement making because it took all that we had. We're short on stone. So maybe next episode we do that. We look at mining for more stone. Try to get our inventory full of it, because that's going to be key for us moving forward. And getting this base completed over there. Don't want to use all of what we have, but there's no need to really hold on to it either. Still have a decent amount of crushed sand considering. And there's a screamer hanging out up top. Looks like we have enough for a couple more stacks here we'll make. I hear I hear a bear wandering around up there. So we can eat, top off here. Boy, our hunger was not down at all. I mean, I guess I did eat a little bit while I was over there. Probably take our cornbread over there with us as well when we go back. Let's see what our thirst was down. Okay, our thirst was down to about 50%. So I must have last episode filled up before I left here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving ourselves in a good place here. Have more iron cooked up, a lot more cement going, and our base is underway. Pretty good form. Maybe when we come back, I'll do just a bit of mining first to start out the day, finish off the nighttime, and then we'll arrive over at the new construction sometime mid-morning. But I appreciate you hanging out here with me again today, and I will see you tomorrow.